Hello, everybody, and welcome to another episode of United Talks Podcast. And today we're going to be doing an analysis on the pre-match press conference by Ruben Amorim. We're just going to, break it down into details as to what has been going on. It's been going on basically, with a lot of talk about, Nemanja Matic's response to Onana's comments, and even Onana's comments as well, and all of that. We will touch on those, but we will just, break down even injury updates, tactical breakdowns, and some of the things that will go on ahead of the game between Manchester United and Lyon in the first leg of the Europa League, quarterfinal. So this is what it is, and this is going to take place in Lyon, obviously. Manchester United away, and he opened the press conference. Ruben Amorim opened the press conference with injury updates, and squad news, confirming that Matthias de Ligt and Toby Collier will miss the clash through injury. Mata, this is his quote, Mata has a problem in his foot and we are trying to assess. We don't have the data that that he can return. So this was Marimon Delete. And his absence is a blow, obviously, especially given his recent form. He had been nominated for United's Player of the Month for the month of March and has become a key figure in Man United's and Amorim's defensive setup. I mean, the timing is unfortunate as he missed the Manchester derby, but we came off with a draw in that derby. Also, I think I kind of have an idea how Matis Dele got that injury. He twisted his ankle against Nottingham Forest. And I remember that game. He twisted his ankle, played through the game with injury, and then obviously they're still analyzing or assessing. He had a sprained ankle. So it is what it is. He's doubtful for the game. We'll see. And then for Toby Collier, he said Toby is a small issue. He has a small issue in his leg. So we hope that we will have him in few weeks. Collier was an unused substitute against Forest and didn't make the squad for the derby either, suggesting that the injury may have been picked up in training or late in the Forest game. So that Forest game came with a lot of things. So it is what it is. We will see. We'll build from this and we'll know how we can take it to the next level. Now, with regards to Kobe Menu, we woke up to news that Kobe Menu was featured in training today ahead of the trip to Lyon. The major talking point was the return of Kobe Menu, who hasn't featured since February 7th against Leicester City due to injury. The 19-year-old midfielder was seen training with a group and traveled with the squad to France. Now, in the moment, we have to be careful. The question asked Marim was in regards to Kobe Menu and like, can we start him or are we starting him almost immediately? Or he has to be managed slowly. And he said, in the moment, we have to be careful. And he said also that he had some weeks out, so we have to be careful with his fitness. And we are really happy to have more options on the bench like Kobe Menu, with the quality that he has. So he was now asked questions about like, okay, now that he's back, and he's played in all of the different positions. Isn't it better for him to feature in the midfield because he plays as a center midfielder in England? Isn't it better for him to just have a steady position, seeing as he's good? And Amorim also basically praised Kobe Mainoo's versatility, highlighting his ability to play in the 6, 8, and 10, but was clear about managing expectations. I remember in that press conference, he stated something. He said that if it is not good for him to basically say he's a full player. So let me just basically state his quote. He said, "When I see Kobe Meno, I see him not like a full player. So it's like not like a complete player in the moment because he's just 19. And if I say Kobe Meno, you are done. You are a full player, or you are the final player. I think I'm not helping Kobe." This shows that Amorim's developmental approach recognizes Kobe Meno's immense potential as a Man United midfielder, but also acknowledges that he is still evolving. Right in the build-up, he needs to improve. These are the areas of improvement that Amorim has stated. He needs to improve, and near the box, he has a lot of talent. Then Amorim drew a parallel to Casemiro because stating an example, saying that a clear understanding is how a player functions best is helping both veterans and young stars. So Amorim was asked when Amorim was responding to that Kobe Menu situation or the Kobe Menu question, He said, just like Casemiro, we had to take our time to understand how he fits into the pattern or how he fits into our plan in the game. And is it the same for Kobe Menu? Because the media was trying to kind of pin him to say, oh, is Kobe Menu not already good enough? Why do you need to understand him? But he said, no, just like Casemiro, we have to understand how he functions in this system. So Casemiro, like he said in his quotes, Casemiro in this moment is playing better because we are understanding better the way that Casemiro can play. And I think we can do that with Kobe Menu. So that's pretty much on Kobe. The next one is actually on Onana versus, which is the main comment or the main, question that was asked to him in press conference. Amongst like the press conference was over 15 minutes long. So these were the main things or main points. It says in Onana versus Matic, it was more like a war of words, but Ruben Amorim played it down and tagged it as a misunderstanding. He said the drama between Andre Onana and Nemanja Matic dominated the. Basically, before that, he said the drama. It was very obvious that the drama between Andre Onana and Nemanja Matic dominated the headlines leading into the match. I woke up this morning planning to do this press conference and match review, only to see on my timeline that Matic had responded to Onana's comments a few days, I think probably even immediately after the Manchester derby. So Matic hit out at the former clubmate, calling him one of the worst goalkeepers in Manchester United history. After Onana had said United were way better than Lyon. Now, Amorim tried to play down the incident. Obviously, Onana would not disrespect. Onana would never disrespect Nemanja Matic. Now, he said, if you see the full quote of Andre Onana, it's quite different. Sometimes it's just a misunderstanding. Again, I know I know really well Nemanja Matic and how good a guy he is. He hears some things by half, not by the whole story. So, like basically, um, Nemanja Matic heard half the story or half the quote, not the full thing, and that's that. And Marim said that for me is clear in this situation. Marim reaffirmed that Onana will start against Lyon, despite Aldebander being back. Aldebander being back in this back fit, right? He admitted that the noise around Onana's comment could be unsettling. He said it's really hard to deal with that. Again, if you look at the quotes, you cannot see disrespect there, just respect, but trying to give confidence to the team as well, right? This shows that Amorim's leadership in defending his player while respecting the opposition is there. We can all see it. So it was really interesting comment or that clap back by Nemanja Matic on Andre Onana. But I mean, enough said about that. It's like flogging a dead horse in that situation because obviously Onana hasn't done well, but in the last 2 seasons he's won a trophy. He hasn't really done well as a goalkeeper in Manchester United, but that doesn't make him the worst goalkeeper in Manchester United history. For Matic to clap back that way, that was a bit harsh. That's, in my own opinion, it was a bit harsh. So now, with youth and squad depth, the travelling squad included Luke Shaw, who was on a youth sub against City, and young stars like Jaden Kamasin, Godwin Kukonki, and Jack Morehouse, who could also make their debuts in this game. Amorim is also evidently building a squad unity by promising academy talents a taste of European competition. For me, it was good to see Harry Amas, Jack Morehouse, Gordon Kuponki, Jane Kamasin, these four players make it to the traveling squad and all of that. Then on the importance of Europa League, Amorim did not shy away from the stakes. He said the tie represents United's only route to, I mean, obviously, in identifying the stake, he said he noted that this tie represents United's only real route to silverware and Champions League qualification. Obviously, now to win a title, especially a European title in this season, is massive for us and for confidence. The summer, the budget, for the summer. Everything is connected to that competition. This highlights the financial implications, of course, of course, with regards to as it relates to, because it says everything is tied to the competition. This highlights the financial implications of success beyond just the trophy. So he basically said, yeah, it's not about just winning the trophy, but everything is all tied together, right? And he's planning to approach the game as one game, right? Then the next one is with regards to the tactical perspective. Question, very good question about the tactical perspective with the Europa League versus the Premier League was asked to Ruben Amorim, and Amorim addressed the differences in playing style between European and domestic competitions. He said there's no tactical difference between the Europa League and the Premier League. It's in the pace and the intensity of the game. I have the data. If you want to talk about intensity, it's completely different in the Premier League. Now, he notes that, and basically watching that press conference, I could understand that Ruben Amorim was not particularly saying that there is a difference in both between both leagues. It's just all about like it's not a tactical thing. It's just more like an intensity thing. So he talked about even going into details, like if you have one split second to make a decision, it can go a long way and be a big difference when it comes to Manchester United and gameplay and all that. But it's not all about tactics and all of that. So and the question that was asked to Ruben Amorim was with regards to, okay, you guys have done really well in the Europa League and all of that, you're still unbeaten and everything. Is it as a result of tactics or anything? But Ruben Amorim played it down. So it is straightforward and nothing big. Now, the final takeaways from all of this press conference is obviously De Ligt and Collier to be calling out. Menu is back and will be eased in. Onana versus Matic is a sideshow. I mean, Amorim's calm leadership is key in diffusing, the distractions. The Europa League is not just important, it is essential for United's future. And then Amorim's philosophy continues to blend youth development, tactical nuances, and the emotional intelligence. So that is all about Ruben Amorim's press conference review. Let me know your thoughts and feelings about this. What do you think about Ruben Amorim's approach to all of that? I see a lot of videos circulating in social media, and this is the thing: fans always really pander to these mainstream media narratives. So there is a video on one of the mainstream media, social media handle, X to be precise, that shows that Ruben Amorim stands really, really, or is standing really, really far away from the training or the warm-ups, as the case may be. Now, people are saying, oh, some fans will take it on and say, oh, Amorim is so tired of the squad, doesn't want to stand near the players and all of that. But the truth is, these are footages that the Manchester United media or Manchester United wants to show the media. What happens on the training ground doesn't come to the media. That's the thing. This is just warm up. They're playing rondos, they're kicking balls around, Amorim standing far away and watching things. But people just tend to read things from it. That is one side of it. But the truth is, do not pander to what the media is putting out for, with regards to Manchester United. On the other hand, Andre Onana dropped a quote. Andre Onana dropped a quote with regards to the response of what's his name, Nemanja Matic on that. And Onana dropped a quote, and the quote was was in response to it, and he said, "This is what Onana said." He said that obviously, the most important part of that quote that I grabbed was that he said, "Not everybody has the chance to win a trophy at Manchester United." That at least he lifted one trophy, one of the greatest clubs in the world. That is I don't want to say it is a clap back, but it's more like Donana speaking with so much confidence ahead of the game. These are his exact words on X. He said, "I would never be disrespectful to another club. We know that tomorrow will be a difficult game against a strong opponent. We focus on preparing a performance to make our fans proud. At least I've lifted trophies with the greatest club in the world. Some can't say the same." So the picture posted was a picture of him with the FA Cup from last season, like for Man United. So yeah, basically he has not, he has not really, 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 really said anything damning other than just trying to speak with confidence. And you look at his social media, he has only 649 posts, and he rarely talks. And when he talks, then boom, people take on it. And fans also pander to it and say, oh, he talks too much and stuff. But it is what it is. Let's keep looking forward to the game. Let me know your thoughts and feelings about the game, and I'll see you on the next one. Take care. Goodbye. God bless.